One of the most common things that people say after an awakening is, I feel like I've lost myself. But what if that's not what happened at all? What if you didn't lose yourself, but you lost the identity that was pretending to be you? I want to talk about today what people don't talk about after an awakening. Maybe not because they don't want to, but maybe because they don't fully understand it, or they're scared. But it's what arises as soon as an awakening happens. And the first thing you notice is that your role falls away. The you who you've always thought you are disappears. But it's not just your identity that disappears. It's not just the you that you believe you are. It's the whole story. The whole story that you've created throughout your life. Every single memory that you've identified with and placed into the box of you. All of that goes. And that's what's so hard to live with. And because that disappears, naturally, the motivations that you had, the goals that you had, the desires that you had, they fall away too. At least, especially at the start, instantly, they all go. Because those goals, desires, and wants and needs are only there because of your story in the first place. Needing to grab something, needing to achieve something, needing to do something is only there because that's what the human should do. That's what the human has always been taught it should do. It should accumulate as much as possible. It should go and see as many sights as it can. You should be adventurous. You should see the world. You should experience things. You should build a business. You should get money, get houses. You should be better than your friends, than your colleagues, than your peers. All of that goes. It all disappears. It all falls away. And what follows is grief. A grief of yourself, a grief of your story, a grief of knowing that your whole life, everything that you thought you was, is now gone in an instant. Just being completely collapsed and taken away from you. It causes confusion and brings on kind of a subtle fear of being a nobody. Being a nobody in life now with nothing to do and nowhere to go. It's like a blank neutral slate that you've just been put into because everything you've worked so hard to be and become and achieve and do is just thrown out the window. It's gone. But awakening doesn't destroy you. It just removes the mask that you mistook as yourself. So then you have to look at, what is this that I just lost? What is this self that I've always believed I am? What is this story that I've just lost? This is built naturally as a survival mechanism. Your mind needs to do it. Your body feels safe if your mind feels safe and they're both working together. Your mind has to label, has to create, has to box, has to accumulate, has to understand, has to dissect, has to know. And all of that is your identity. But it's purely a survival structure that's built from memories, conditioning, roles, and ultimately fear. And it's not that this is wrong. It's not wrong of the mind to do this. The mind does this. It's just that it's not who you are. And how is you to know that you shouldn't identify with that? Especially in the world that we've grown up in. Identity is great. It's a good tool. It's a great tool. But it's not you. It's not the truth. And why you feel such a deep grieving, such a deep loss, is purely because your nervous system relied on this identity for safety. Your whole nervous system was built around this identity. So when you feel so destabilized and confused and fearful after an awakening, it's nothing you've done wrong. It's just your body reacting to what it thought was keeping it safe the whole time, your whole life. And naturally, when something like this fractures or loosens or disappears, then uncertainty arises, meaning disappears or feels unstable. But this is not a regression. It's not you going backwards. It's just a reorganization. It's just your body and mind frantically reorganizing, trying to catch up and really trying to build a new identity based on your new perspective, which is something that you can now become aware of from this new perspective. But you never lost yourself. You never lost direction. You just simply lost the story that told you who you had to be. What I want you to try to not do, obviously there's no judgment here. We are all having a human experience and we all know how hard it is to be human. We know how hard it is to stay aware of thoughts, stay in control. And the paradox is, to stay in control, you have to let go of control. But if you're going through this now, a mistake can be trying to rebuild yourself now spiritually, because all that is the mind subtly taking over and now rebuilding you as a new avatar, as a new character with a new story. But now that's got a spiritual edge. You might not see that, you might not know that's happening, but it's just putting you again into comfort. It's creating a whole new safety net. And this whole thing can happen again if you start to identify with that. You don't have an identity, but you are. You are the real you. You are here. You are witnessing. You are observing. You are experiencing. You are you. But that you doesn't have to have an identity. Yes, you can go about your life and live your human life as I do, and I'm proud of it as Sasha. Got my family. I've got my likes, dislikes. I enjoy going on adventures, walks, experiencing different places. I enjoy food. I have passions. I have passion about this. I'm passionate about helping people. But I don't identify with any of it. I'm free to express however I want. I'm free to know what I am, who I am. And I don't need to be this avatar that my mind is trying to create, even though I see it trying to do it all the time. But it's natural. Just watch it, observe it, and let it do what it needs to do without trying to control it. Just watch it and notice it. I want you to know that I'm not perfect. I'm a human being. But I am aware of when my mind does things. I have to be very careful because I can easily slip into, I'm the awakened one. I'm the OBE explorer. I'm the teacher. I'm the guide. And I just want to tell all of you that I noticed that happening with me. And I just want to make you aware of it too, because it's very easy for that to happen. It's very easy for you to slip back into that. And I want to give you a kind of analogy. If any of you have ever had a lucid dream, it's so easy if you don't maintain your awareness in that lucid dream to just forget you're in a dream again and carry on dreaming. And it's the same thing. You can obviously do it. You can go back into your avatar. You can live life without thinking about any of this. But it's not who you truly are. You will make choices as your avatar, not as your true self. You will start to follow the narratives. You will start to tumble into negativity without knowing. So after an awakening, try to maintain the awareness without trying. And I know how that sounds, but try to maintain the awareness without allowing your mind to create another avatar. And the difference is, if you do that, is you choose the avatar. You choose how to be as the avatar without identifying it. And that's how you're able to live fully as yourself, as your true self. Because here's the thing. Identity doesn't disappear. You'll always maintain a subtle sense of identity. You are a human, living a human experience. But identity gets quieter when it's no longer in charge. Your mind gets quieter when it's no longer in charge. And when your identity quietens, when your mind quietens, what's left is your awareness, your presence, your responsiveness. It's not emptiness. It's not dissociation. What's left isn't nothing. It's what was always here before you learned how to be or what to be. It's what's here right now, what always has been here and what always will be here. And I know this from lived experience. I know this to be true. It's possible for you to live a human life joyfully, peacefully, not clinging to anything, not expecting anything, not controlling anything. You don't need to do anything. You don't have to be anywhere. But you can choose to do whatever you want, be wherever you want, have relationships, live honestly, live fully, and live in the moment as deeply as possible from this state, from your true self. After an awakening, once you've integrated and you've embodied the knowing and you've embodied your true self, once you notice your mind's no longer trying to grasp, trying to grab or cling, once you notice that you're not in a rush to do anything, once you notice that you're not trying to outdo your friends and your colleagues, you don't need anything external to make you happy, you can live with letting uncertainty exist. You can allow your personality to naturally reform, but without controlling, you have control of how it forms. You now create your own personality. You can still like things that you liked before. You can still do things you did before. You can still speak the way you spoke before. None of that has to change, but now you're aware of it. Now you're aware of how you speak, what you do. You start to notice from the embodiment the habits that you have, that your mind has created, and urges that you have. You start to notice all of those things. You can choose whether any of that happens. You're in control now. This is what embodiment gives you. It allows you to stay present in daily life rather than constantly identifying with the past and being anxious about the future. It's so exhausting. You don't realize how exhausting it is to be constantly battling with the past and the future until you let all of that go and rest in the moment. You no longer need to rush clarity. You no longer need to force meaning. You don't need answers, because the ultimate answer is you. It always has been, right here and right now. Awakening removes false structure, but embodiment allows life to build something real, something true. And if you're exploring consciousness, out-of-body experiences, lucid states, sleep paralysis, or anything that I've spoke about, if any of this feels unsettling, the guide and the private group are there to support conscious exploration without losing grounding, not to escape identity, but to let life rebuild from the truth. You didn't lose yourself. You lost the story that kept you small. And what remains doesn't need fixing. It just needs time.